All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. I want to talk today about Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker diverting rental assistance funds meant for citizens to house illegal immigrants. Okay, so from the Gateway Pundit here, it says Illinois Democrat Governor J.B. Pritzker is using rental assistance funds meant for American citizens to house illegal border crossers. Much like New York, Illinois is struggling to house illegal immigrants flooding into the state. Chicago's O'Hare Airport has been used to house some of them, but it's not enough. How do you suppose the people of Illinois feel about these funds being used this way? Breitbart News reports Democrat Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has diverted rental assistance funding for struggling citizens and is using it to house illegal aliens. The Illinois Rental Payment Program was set up to allocate up to $25,000 a year to individuals struggling to pay for their housing. In 2022, the Pritzker administration proudly noted that $1 billion in state taxes had been pumped into the program to help people still struggling after the coronavirus pandemic. When asked this month about his plans to pay for the increasing cost of housing caused by the illegal aliens pouring into the state, thanks to President Joe Biden's mounting border crisis, Pritzker said that he had been raiding the funds already allocated for other state programs meant to benefit citizens, programs including the Rental Assistance Fund. Quote, we have taken some of the programs that have pre-existed the crisis and adjusted them to help with the migrant crisis, Pritzker said, according to the Center Square. Let me give you one example. Our rental assistance program, we have provided some of that rental assistance money, which wasn't originally intended to be about asylum seekers, for this challenge. Okay. It says here from NBC News, officials warn that Chicago is at its breaking point as a total of 17,000 migrants have arrived since last August, and authorities expect 1,200 per day to keep coming. Illinois governor is slamming President Biden for not doing enough. Okay. So very interesting here. This is very similar to something we saw happening in New York a few months ago, where homeless veterans who were being provided hotel rooms to get off the street were being kicked out of these hotels to house so-called migrants. Okay, so this is unfortunately is nothing new in a lot of these Democrat-run areas. Okay. And a little bit about J.B. Pritzker. Okay. He comes from of course, the Pritzker family, who owns the Hyatt hotel chain, among other things. He has a net worth north of $3 billion. Okay. He's, I believe, the richest elected official in the United States. So, of course, a guy like this is going to be just completely sheltered from any of these type of decisions that he decides to implement. Okay, so you're a poor person, you're struggling. There's funds that are meant to be allocated to helping people stay in their homes, and well, yeah, we don't have time for that, right? We got to give it to these people because they're apparently more important than I suppose the people that put this guy in office. Now, he was first elected governor of Illinois in 2018. He defeated incumbent Republican governor at the time, Bruce Rauner, by about 15 and a half points. And then as in 2022, he was reelected, albeit by a smaller margin, by about 12 and a half points. So, I mean, unfortunately, this is what the majority of people in the state of Illinois voted for. I've seen some reports that people in Chicago are starting to become unhappy because they're seeing that, and these are all 95% Democrat areas where they're starting to see that the Democrats are prioritizing these so-called migrants over them. Gee, I mean, who would have thought, right? And one thing I see is a lot of people complaining about the cost of housing, whether it be buying a house, renting an apartment, things of that nature in many, many places in this country. And It is. It's a tough market if you're especially a younger person trying to buy a home or even trying to afford an apartment in a lot of places in the country. But the Democrats are allowing hundreds of thousands and over the course of the years, millions of people, okay, illegally to enter the country. Now, most of these people are Democrat voters. Now, do they ever stop and think that, gee, bringing all of these people in, well, they're not all homeless, right? They're living somewhere. Now, what do you think that's going to do to the housing supply in this country? Okay, is it going to make housing more affordable, or is it going to make it more expensive, more unaffordable? Well, we're starting to see the effects of that. But again, this is what these people voted for. And unfortunately, it'd be one thing if the people of Illinois just wanted to, I don't know, ruin their state. But what ends up happening is a lot of these people end up moving to red states or more conservative parts of the country, and the cycle continues. They vote for the same thing over and over again. They don't learn, they don't understand. It's a very sad thing to see happening. Now, maybe enough people will wake up. I'm not too optimistic on that, but maybe it'll happen. But I just thought this was interesting. I mean, a lot of these people probably voted for J.B. Pritzker, and I would love to hear what some of them have to say about this decision, especially if they're on the verge of losing their home or perhaps becoming homeless themselves. So, anyways, let me know what you all think, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.